Wow, I am still getting used to all this technology and microphone and the levels and all that kind of stuff. But we're figuring it out, and appreciate your patience and taking this journey with me. So, anyway, this is Beezy Stream of Consciousness. This is episode 5. Today is May 23rd. It is Thursday in the year of our Lord 2024. We got a lot to continue to talk about. Episode 4 was all about my insights into the automobile business. I'm not going to revisit too terribly much of that, just to let you know, for those of you tuning in for the first time, in my previous life, I was in the automobile business for 43 years. I did everything there is to do in a car dealership, so I can speak from experience. So we had talked about the psychology of selling a car to you, the gentle listener, at a franchise new car dealership, and we made it all the way through the process up into the negotiations, and that's kind of where we cut it off. So that's where we're going to go from here, and I'll continue the journey to the next phase of negotiations. So we had talked about the presentation of the numbers by the salesperson to the customer. At some point, the customer is going to do one of two things: either they're going to agree to buy the car at a particular figure, or they're going to walk away for various and sundry reasons. So we had talked about reasons why they would walk away. We can condense all objections down to one of three things. It's either the man, the money, or the machine. Either they don't like the salesperson, they don't like the dealership. That's the man part. Or it can be the female. It can be a woman. A lot of sales ladies are becoming more and more prevalent in that business, which is a good thing, and I strongly encourage it. It is a very lucrative profession, and since you notice that a large percentage of real estate agents are female, and they make a very good living doing it, there's no reason why they can't sell cars. So anyway, next objection is the money. And obviously, if you're looking for a $300 payment and you're being presented $700 payments, that's a legitimate objection. And then the machine, if you're on the wrong car, you came in looking for a convertible, and they've got you landed on a pickup truck, obviously that's going to be a problem. So, but for our purposes, for our discussion today, let's keep our eye on the ball, and let's assume that we did come to terms, that the customer and the house have agreed to buy the car at a specific figure. They have let's assume that they have a trade-in involved, and let's assume that they are financing with the dealership. And we'll unpack a couple of those things, particularly the trade and the financing piece. In fact, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to come back to trade-ins. Okay. I would say that 60 to 70% of all new car sales involve some sort of trade-in, and of those, 75% of those have a lien against them. In other words, the customer is still making payments. So, real quick, let's get into the psychology of the of trading in a vehicle from the dealer's standpoint and from the customer's standpoint. So, let's say you have your vehicle. In this case, let's just say a 2014 Kia Soul, and it's got 120,000 miles on it. You still owe $7,000 to Santander, for example. Let's just say that the dealer offers you $3,000 for it. You've been online. You've gone to KBB. You've talked to somebody at CarMax, and they've offered you $5,000. They have not seen the car yet. This is you've either done this on the phone, you've described the vehicle, or let's say that you've done it through one of their online widgets where you can put your VIN, your miles, the general condition of the vehicle, and then it spits out a value that is subject to visual appraisal. That is a key phrase, subject to visual appraisal. Until somebody actually puts hands and puts eyes on a vehicle and then puts a number on it, anything prior to that is just conversation. An automobile is like any other commodity. It has no intrinsic value. It is worth only what someone will pay for it. It is truly something that bears the market, or bears the value of what the market will bear. That was a little difficult. Apologize for that. But it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. You can go into the guidebooks all day long. You can go to KBB, have it spit out a value. You can go to a dealer's website and put in your information, and it'll spit out something. But there's disclaimers galore, and it's only going to be worth what somebody is willing to pay for it at a given moment in time. And generally you get that in writing. I've worked at several dealerships that buy cars off the street, so to speak, from private owners, people that aren't interested in buying anything. Maybe they've got an extra vehicle. Maybe they're in a situation where they've decided that, hey, I'm done with 4 tires. I'm going to get me a motorcycle. I'm going to get me a horse. I'm going to hoof it. I mean, everybody's situation is different. So, but you've gone on, you've gotten a value, and then you come into some place that will actually buy the vehicle. Somebody is going to come out and physically appraise the vehicle. They're going to start it. They're going to take pictures of it. They're going to look at any damage. They'll also look at the Carfax. The Carfax, that is a good tool for everybody to use as far as the history of a car or a truck, and determining whether it's worth making a play for. It is not foolproof. In other words, there's not just this great Carfax cloud in the sky that monitors everything that's going on with your car. If you change your oil by yourself, it doesn't go on the Carfax unless you're an ASC certified garage or a dealership. If you get some body work done on the side and you don't file a claim with your insurance company, and the person who is doing the work doesn't report to Carfax, that doesn't get on the Carfax. You follow me? And so it is not foolproof. It will tell part of the story about the car. It won't tell all of the story. It's still, nevertheless, a good tool to use, and it's definitely worth making sure that whatever you're buying, if it's a pre-owned vehicle, that you look at the Carfax. It will give you an insight into the history on that car, and something that we didn't have for many years, and I welcome it being part of our deal now. So anyway, the trade-in aspect, it's gotten more complex for new car dealers because they have a lot more competition. The aforementioned CarMax, the aforementioned Kelley Blue Book. A lot of dealers are Kelley Blue Book buying centers, and that's a good thing. That's just another way for them to acquire inventory, and it's a good tool for the consumer. Again, it's not foolproof. I mean, these are guides. Until somebody actually appraises a vehicle and says, I will give you X number of dollars for your car, it's all conversation. So just bear that in mind, and also realize that in Texas, you get a sales tax credit when you trade in a vehicle that you own. The idea being that you've already paid sales tax when you bought that car that you're trading in. And so on the whatever the reduced value is today, they'll give you a credit for that, and it's at the rate of 6.25%. So using very easy math, let's say that you're looking at a $20,000 vehicle. You're trading in a vehicle that the dealer's willing to give you $5,000 for. You are going to pay sales tax on $15,000, the $20,000 minus the $5,000. If you did not have the trade, you would pay sales tax on the entire $20,000. Hopefully you're following me on that. It's a pretty straightforward arrangement. And so if you choose to sell your vehicle privately or sell it to a third party, you forego that sales tax credit opportunity. Okay. Also, the convenience factor of going to the dealership and trading the vehicle in means that they will handle, if there's a lien against it, they will handle the paying off of the lien. They'll handle all the title arrangements. All you have to do is sign a few documents in the finance office, an odometer statement, a power of attorney, and perhaps a couple of other documents depending on the how the ownership is styled on the title. And even if you have misplaced your title, let's say you paid it off years ago, you put it in a folder, and the folder got sucked into the ether. That's not a problem as long as you're the registered owner of the vehicle. Then you can sign a lost title application. If there's still a lien recorded on the on it, you would have to get or the dealer would take they would get the release of lien from the lien holder. But all of that stuff can be handled. So there's a certain amount of convenience, kind of the one-stop shop aspect of trading in the vehicle at the dealership. All right, so that's the trade-in piece, and I apologize I didn't cover that yesterday as I should have. So now what's going to happen is all of the documents up to this point. A copy of your driver's license, a copy of your insurance, however many pencils they had to print, your credit application, and some other documents. They will all be grouped together and put in a folder that will bear your name, deal number, the stock number that you're buying, the salesperson's name, and the date. And it will have a checklist on the front of it that will be signed off by the sales manager. That folder will go to the business office or the finance office. This is where you will go ultimately to sign all of the documents to close the sale. If it involves financing, you will sign a retail installment contract. You will also sign a title application that will be sent to the state of Texas that will put the new vehicle in your name. It will also record a lien if whoever the bank is that's carrying your note. You'll sign an odometer statement certifying the miles on the car that you're buying. If you're trading in a car, again, you'll sign another odometer statement where you certify the miles on the car that you're trading in. You'll sign a power of attorney so that any other documents having to do with negotiating the title to your trade-in can be handled at the dealership level without you having to come back in and sign things. It's very convenient. You will also sign a multi-part bill of sale. You will sign warranty documents. If you purchase any products in the finance office, gap insurance, credit insurance, vehicle service contracts, maintenance policies, any of those kinds of things, you'll sign those documents as well. Everything having to do with the sale of the car as far as a legal and documentation situation will be handled in the finance office. Now, the finance producer, or the person that will actually be printing your documents and going over everything with you, Now, they are going to offer you different products, things that you can buy. Either you can pay cash for them or you can roll them into your finance contract. The first of these is gap insurance. Now, gap is just that. It's an insurance policy specific to your contract, wherein if there is a deficit, if your vehicle is totaled either through theft or collision or weather, then and your insurance company totals out your vehicle, they're going to settle with you for an amount that has zero to do with what you owe on it. Generally, they're going to settle with you for replacement value or some formula that is laid out in the insurance policy that you bought, that you currently have. And so in this day and age, a lot of times there is a deficit. In other words, they're going to settle with you for a figure less than what you owe on the vehicle. Gap insurance kicks in at that point. You can file a claim with your gap company, and they will pay that deficit. So there is, in other words, you'll have zero owed on that vehicle in the event of theft or total loss. It's good insurance. It's inexpensive. It can be as few as several $100s, or it can be a few $1,000s, depending on the amount of your contract. It's good insurance. I highly recommend it. I've seen too many times where customers did not have gap, and their vehicle got totaled, and the insurance company settled with them for less than what they owed, and then here they were stuck having to pay a balance on a vehicle that they couldn't do anything with. So it's an unfortunate situation, and GAP addresses that. I do recommend that, so check that, and yes, I would recommend that. Then, depending on the dealer, they're going to have other things specific to them. Some dealer groups are going to have some sort of tire and wheel policy, where if you get a flat, the dealer will fix the flat for free, or if the tire is not repairable, they'll give you a prorated a replacement of the tire. Having sold tires at NTB and Firestone, and having had several flats over the years, myself and my family, I believe in the tire and wheel policy. Also, it will cover, in most cases, if you hit a curb and your wheel needs to be either repaired or replaced. Again, this is broad brush. I would invite you to read the terms of these policies and question your finance manager as far as specifics. But as a general rule, these are good things that are worth having. It really stinks when you get a flat tire. It can't be repaired for whatever reason. Maybe there's a rip in the sidewall. Maybe you got a nail in the shoulder of the tire. It's in a non-repairable area, and you have to buy a tire. Nobody likes that, and except the guy that's selling you the tire. And if you have a tire and wheel policy, then if it is repairable, your flat gets repaired for free. And then if the tire needs to be replaced, it will be replaced on a prorated basis. So that's good coverage to have. There are dents and dings policies that cover door dings, that might cover windshield repairs or replacement. Again, you're going to have to see if the value to you exceeds the price, and I can't comment on those other than they're available. A lot of dealers offer them. I would consider them, again, based on cost and so forth, knowing that if it's a windshield replacement policy, know that windshields are considerably more expensive than they used to be, especially on highline vehicles where they automatically demist, or if they're made with a special kind of glass, a lot of European vehicles, their windshields are ridiculously expensive if you have to buy a fresh one. So look at that. Maintenance policies. The new cars now, again, as a general rule, they use synthetic oil or a synthetic blend. And the reason for that is those of you that use Mobil 1 in your personal vehicles, it lasts longer because the molecules are uniform in synthetic oil. So it maintains its viscosity longer. In other words, it stays slippery longer, and it dissipates heat longer. So that's why the manufacturers now, if you put synthetic oil in your vehicle, they recommend 2 oil changes per year. Your maintenance policies that you can buy from a dealer will pay for those 2 oil changes. It may be a 2-year policy, a 3-year policy, so that can be 4 to 6 oil changes. At $80 to $100 a pop, I don't know. You just have to weigh that and look at the value versus the cost. So, in some cases, if it pays for things other than oil changes, I know they'll talk about multi-point inspections and tire rotations. As a general rule, you can get those included with your oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Sorry, guys. I'm only here to tell the truth as Beezy sees it. So, again, it's up to you, Mr. and Mrs. Consumer, to weigh the value of these things versus the cost. So, far be it from me to try to spend your money for you. Something that used to be commonplace back in the day that I haven't seen in a long time is credit insurance. That would be credit life and disability. The credit life is an insurance policy on the life of the policyholder. If upon death, it will pay off the note and whatever's remaining on the note, and remit a clear title to whoever the beneficiary is. The other half of that is the disability policy. If you should become sick, injured, or disabled and you're unable to work, and you've been under a doctor's care for, I believe it's 14 days, then you can file a claim, and it will either make your payments for you while you're disabled or defray a portion of that. These policies have kind of fallen out of favor simply because of cost. They are expensive insurance policies for what they offer, and most customers have found that, at least on the credit life portion, that their personal insurance will cover whatever debts that they have. So that kind of fell out of favor. It may be offered to you, it may not be. I don't know. It's really not a high percentage play anymore for the dealerships. So, and they want to get you in and out and have you buy the profitable things. I'll just be blunt. Other products, they may offer warranties on whatever kind of paint or interior protection packages that they offer. These are what they do is a lot of dealers will put some sort of paint seal on the clear coat of your paint. These used to be just not much better than turtle wax or Simonize, but now these are very good products as a general rule that really do seal in all of the microscopic pores in your clear coat. They do protect against UV. They protect against industrial fallout and acid rain, and they keep your paint nicer, longer. And then one of the things that the dealer may offer are warranties associated with that, to where you can come in once or twice a year and get all of that refreshed. They'll put a fresh treatment on there, and again, that's something else that we're going to talk about is dealer ads. We haven't discussed that yet, but we will. And so um, that's something that again, you can either buy or not buy, take advantage of or not. Um, the My personal feeling is that if the stuff is already on the vehicle and you're planning on keeping it for a while and you like having nice cars, it's definitely something to look into. Something else would be any kind of anti-theft that they have that the dealer has installed on the car. LoJack is the most prevalent. Um, that's kind of a neat deal. I mean, you can get an app on your phone, find out where your car is at any moment. If your car comes up missing, God forbid, you can share that information with law enforcement, and LoJack will work with them to help recover your car. Some insurance companies will actually give you a break on your auto insurance premiums because you have anti-theft installed on your car. Again, look at cost versus benefit to you. Um, I think it's a good thing. I really do. Finally, and if I'm forgetting anything, forgive me, but I am doing this off the cuff. So, but finally, you'll have the opportunity to purchase a vehicle service contract. Some people call them extended warranties. That's not entirely accurate. It is a vehicle service contract, and it will. There are different packages. There are different terms. There are different deductibles, um, and it will cover different things. Some policies will actually cover maintenance items. Your factory warranty does not. For example, items that are designed to wear out, wear and tear type things like wiper blades, brake pads, things of that nature. Your factory warranty doesn't cover that. It doesn't cover wheel alignments. If you can get a warranty that or a service contract that covers those things, hey, that's good. Anything that covers all of the high-tech electronics on these new cars is a good thing. Um, you've got sensors on your bumpers, front and rear. You've got 360 camera views. You've got lane departure, lane assist, or lane keeping assist. You've got all kinds of different things. You've got a navigation system. You've got an infotainment system. All of the electronics, all the smart seat technologies. It used to be, you had to move a lever on the bottom front of your seat to move it back and forth, and one on the side to adjust the rake. Now all of those are controlled by different motors. Some manufacturers actually have a massage feature in the seat to keep the driver comfortable. Of course, heated and ventilated seats. There's technology associated with that. When those things fail, if it's outside the factory warranty period, you're going to have to pay to get that stuff fixed. And then, of course, all of the other things, major assemblies, wiring harnesses. You can really get into some dollars if that stuff isn't if you don't have coverage for it. So look at that. And understand that anything that you buy in well, I shouldn't say anything. Most of the things that you buy in the finance office that get attached to your contract, most of them do have a cancelable feature. You can cancel them for the unearned portion of the premium that you paid for them. So if you trade the vehicle in early, if you sell it early before the time or the miles are up, then you or the finance company can get some of that money back. But bear in mind, if you buy a car today and then 2 weeks from now you decide, you know what, I didn't want that extended warranty that I bought, you can go ahead and cancel it, but it's going to come off the end of your note. Your payments are not going to change, so it's not going to adjust that. Now, a couple of things about the ads that we were talking about. Every dealer, well, I shouldn't say, I won't speak in absolutes, but most dealers will have some kind of package attached to their new, and in some cases, their pre-owned inventories. They'll have the price of the vehicle, and then they'll have some kind of package that they've added, and they generally add it to everything. and it will either be some combination of window tint, a paint and fabric protectant, an anti-theft system, um, and there may be other things that they'll add. Again, I've arm wrestled with a lot of customers over the years about these different products. Oh, I don't want to pay any of that. I don't want any of that. Okay, cowboy, I'm with you, but let your salesperson do their dog and pony show. Have them sell it to you. In other words, have them earn the right to ask for that money. Why should you buy that? What is it about this particular product that makes it special that where I could probably go someplace else and get it cheaper? Okay. Well, let's look at a couple of things. For example, ceramic tint. Lumar has a wonderful window tint package now that the dealers are putting on. You can buy it through other places like Car Toys and so forth, or direct from Lumar outlets, dealers. But it acts as a radiant barrier. In other words, the radiant heat of the sun gets blocked by this tint that can be put on vehicles. There are several dealers that utilize it. It is a good product. Standard window tint does not function as a radiant barrier, and so it won't give you the same benefit of lowering the cabin temperature 30%. And in Texas, that's considerable. I mean, I've lived in Texas all my life, and our summers are brutal. And anybody who gets in a hot car in August that's been parked outside knows what I'm talking about, especially if you've got leather seats, you grab that steering wheel, and I mean, you're going to sit there for 5 or 10 minutes until your AC catches up, if it catches up at all. And you're going to be burning your booty, and you're going to be burning your back, and you're going to be burning your hands. And we've all done it. So anything that mitigates that is worth looking at. Some of these other products, I can't, I mean, the paint protection, you need to do a little research on that. Get the salesperson to demonstrate it. Some of these are really good. I mean, you can spill all kinds of stuff on your paint, and it's just going to roll right off. You know, one other thing about the paint protection, some of you old timers like me will remember the days, the Saturday mornings when you'd step out in your front yard and you'd look up and down the street and you'd see a bunch of guys with cans of turtle wax or Simonize in their hands waxing their cars, and that was just a twice a month or monthly thing that a lot of guys did to their cars to keep the paint nice. If you buy one of these packages, you won't ever have to wax your car again. It's just something to think about. It just keeps your stuff nicer longer, and it definitely would be worth the look. So, also, again, all of your paperwork's going to be wrapped up in the finance office. There are legal disclosures that the finance producer has to make by law, and so they're going to go over, especially anything having to do with the interest rate, total of payments, what the finance charge is. All of that stuff is legalese and has to be disclosed. So give them a chance to do that, and don't be dismissive of the products at first blush. Let them explain what they have available. At the very end, you can always say no. No is a very powerful word. As somebody who sold cars for many years, I got told no many times a day, every day. It's okay. And if you're one of these folks that gets deeply offended when somebody tries to sell you something, when you go, when you go anywhere, people are going to be trying to close you. Um, this is a true story, but somebody I know very close to me went to the dentist office, and they went in and they hadn't been to the dentist in a long time, and they were in pain. They had a broken tooth, so they get in there. The dental tech opens them up, gets their mouth open, starts poking and prodding. They do the X-rays and everything, and then somebody comes in and says, "Hey, so and so, okay, you've got all this stuff wrong. I understand you came in today to get this one thing fixed. That's $700. You're gonna need a root canal, and these other things. That's immediate. Also, by the way, looks like you've got two impacted wisdom teeth. We're going to have to extract those. You've also got three other teeth that are going to need crowns, and you also need 4 fillings. And then you got your mouth open, and you go, how all that?" And they say, "Well, normally with your insurance, it would be $9,500." You say, and they said, "Well, but today we can do it all. We can do the whole thing for $5,000. What do you say?" And you're sitting there and you're in pain and you got your mouth open, and let's fix my tooth, So everybody is going to give you their version of the rocket pencil. Whether it's your dentist, whether you go to get your flat fixed at Firestone, wherever you go, whatever you try to buy, they're going to try to upsell you, and it's just part of the deal. You just need to accept it. If it deeply offends you that salespeople are asking for the sale, I don't know what to tell you other than that's just kind of the way it works. I mean, when you go to buy something, there's going to be good, better, and best. And if you just want to settle for good, again, it's your money, it's your deal. But understand they're going to ask for the better and the best, and they're going to wait for you to say no. So get used to saying no. It's okay. I mean, you're not going to hurt their feelings. I mean, again, salespeople are salespeople. If you get into sales and you've got a thin skin, you're not going to last long. So, oh my goodness, looky there. We are almost up against it again. I do have more to cover in our next get together, our next episode. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Do thank you for spending the 40 or so minutes with me, and on behalf of my producer Elsa, my engineer Lily, and my call screener and resident security guard Finland, I do appreciate you. Y'all are precious to me. And we'll talk again tomorrow. And I think we're going to do more car stuff. I like talking about that. And I don't get a script. So anyway, live long and prosper.